Welcome back to my show. Tonight's episode is going back to the TIE Defender, and hopefully I will finish the cockpit, for one thing. Number two, finish the finish the lighting circuit for the engines and the cockpit. Do the canopy frame, and finish attaching the wings to the body. That's I count 4 things on that list, and I usually do 3. But I'm thinking I might be able to get away with doing 4. I might be able to hold your attention that long, hopefully. And anyway, I really want to get this done because there's other stuff that I want to get on my workbench and get finished. Have a Klingon bird of prey that I really want to get back to, and a couple of other things. So I'm going to try to fit in more stuff in each video. I might even do more than that tonight, but we'll see. So let's get started with doing the ion engines. Alright, here's what I've got set up here. Got the back end piece, of course. Got a piece of flat styrene stock, just the plain old stuff. My LED. And 3 pieces of brass rod, or brass tubing, rather. Now, what I'm going to try to do is create my own set of jacks for this. Sometimes, you get to plan a project, and either you can't find the right parts, or you don't have time to find the right parts, and so you need to improvise. So I've created this little this way of making a plug for my wiring, that sort of thing. See, the object is to have 2 pieces of tube, the same size, which the smallest tube you can find that'll fit over your LED's legs, and have one of them shorter than the other. Now, I'm going to attempt to solder these on. I say attempt because I never done this with a soldering iron before. I usually use a torch to do this, but I can't find my torch, and I'm afraid it might fry the LED even if I did that anyway. So let's see if I can get this to work. Going to fit the LED over here. Hopefully this soldering iron's heated up enough by now. Now, I mentioned the handy helper a couple of episodes ago, maybe, and I actually found mine. Let me just get it into the camera here. It's basically this thing right here. It looks a little weird, I know, but I've moved the magnifying lens over here so that I can get the claws together. And so I'm going to use this to help me solder my LEDs to my pieces of brass. Let's get this turned around. And let's see if I can get this to work. Whoop. Alright. There we go. As I said, this is something new to me, really. Soldering with an iron, but the principle should be the same. If you heat up the joint so that solder flows into the in between the piece of tube and the LED. Well, I've got a solder bridge. That's not good. If you heat it up so that the solder flows between the piece of tube and the LED, it should create a joint strong enough that you can pass electricity through it. Here, let's see if I can get the other one done. I'm thinking this is working. Alright, I'm going to give that a couple seconds to cool. Or better yet, just Let me blow on it. Ah! Yow! Whew. Remember, these are hot. Well, it worked with one, but not the other. This top one here is pretty secure, but the bottom one is not. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this. I'm going to go ahead and finish this little connector here, and then we'll get started with the light box. Okay, I've finished this little connector. It's kind of messy, admittedly, but it's going to be on the inside, and I'm going to see if I can get this thing to work. I'm going to hold my little testing battery to the leads here, and there we go. Works just fine. And one of these is bright enough to light all three of the ion engines. Success! Now we just need to figure out how to build a light box around this. I'm going to take this piece of really, it's kind of thin styrene, but I think it's going to be enough to hold the LED in place. What I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to glue it to this piece right here. I'm going to glue it first and then trim it. Now the reason why I'm going to do this is because I don't know what the actual outer diameter of this is. And rather than trying to cut this out and fit it to such a thin wall, I think it'd be better if I just took it and glued it to this and then cut it to fit around these humps and bumps and things. So let's get this glued. Get some Tenax on there. I prefer liquid glues, by the way. Some modelers I know actually prefer those old Testor's tube glues. And those actually are not bad. I just I kind of prefer having the strength of this type of connection. Not that the other kind isn't strong, but if you don't press it together and just rely on the sticky factor, as they say, you're not going to get a very strong bond with that. So I prefer liquid glues like this right here. Actually, this is Ambroid. The bottle's Ambroid, but I've got Tenax in there. Tenax comes in a bottle like this, but it doesn't have a brush in the lid. So I just took one of my old Ambroid bottles and stuck my Tenax in it. So let me take a quick break and cut this out, and then we'll get to the process of fitting the LED to it. Alright, it's trimmed up to fit. And now all I have to do, a little bit left there, all I have to do is drill a hole in here. Now I kind of prefer using my X-Acto for this because, well, it's in hand. So what I'm going to do first, I say that an awful lot, don't I? I'm going to drill a pilot hole using my pin vise. Get it all the way through. Then use my X-Acto like so to widen the hole. I think it's a little faster than using a drill press for this, and it provides a rough surface for the glue to grab hold of. You can't use a glue like Tenax or Ambroid for this because it doesn't melt the resin that the LED is made out of. That's actually made out of a resin, not a plastic. Well, resin is a plastic, but you know what I'm talking about. It's not made out of a there was a word I was taught, but I've forgotten it. Anyway, I got the LED set in there. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to see if it fits in here. See, while I was on my break between projects, I actually put in this this other mount for filming, like so. See, this way I can mount it from the back. The one from the front is going to be in a different place. So let's see if this works. I'm going to align the markings I've got set up. And it looks like it won't fit. That is not a problem. What I'm going to do, to fix that problem, all I got to do is chop off the front of the LED. Now, you might be thinking, whoa, what are you doing? That's crazy. That LED is a delicate piece of technology. It is up to a point. If you can cut off about this much of it before you hit the crystal. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Got this thing cut. And of course, being the modeler that I am, I'm saving this little thing. It's a nice little dome, red colored dome. Could be useful for something else, so it's going in my part box over here. Now let's see if this actually fits. Go ahead and insert this and make sure it's horizontal relative to the top here so that it has the best chance of fitting. And voila! It fits. Barely. If you look in here, you'll notice that it comes very close to contacting these wires. Not desirable, because that might create a short. Also, from handling, these tubes have become pressed together. So I'm going to have to separate those. There we go. And to combat that, I think I'm going to go ahead and super glue a little shim between those. Just cut myself a little piece of plastic here. Doesn't have to be precise, just enough that I can it'll push apart those two tubes. Stick that in between that. Oh, come on. This is not an easy thing to do. Come on. There we go. Ooh, go on. No, stay in there. Everything in modeling is either a relaxing thing or it's something that you have to fight. Unfortunately, that was something I had to fight. Now let's just get these pieces here super glued together. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Need to super glue that to the base there. And there you have it. One lit model. Well, there we go. And now all I have to do is create the plug for this. Now let's get to the cockpit and start the detail work on that.